Shinichi Suzuki, speaking of his talent education movement in Japan, says,
All
children throughout the world are able to speak their native language with fluency. The natural process of learning their native language enables them to develop their linguistic ability to an extremely high level. Any child will be able to display highly superior abilities if only the correct methods are used in training and developing these abilities. The method of education which I have been using thus far is nothing but this native language method applied to violin teaching without any essential modifications.
Mr. Suzuki started his talent education movement in violin teaching about 20 years ago. His methods of teaching very young children were so successful that today they are being discussed and copied both in America and in many other parts of the world.
Mr. Suzuki first visited America in 1964. Bringing 10 of his young. Phenomenal performance aroused such enthusiasm that Mr. Suzuki was invited to present a number of workshops for teachers during the summer of 1965. This film was photographed during the workshop jointly sponsored by Southern Illinois University at Edwardsville and the American String Teachers Association in June 1965.
The children and their mothers came to the lesson with great anticipation. Responsibility is encouraged from the beginning. The child is taught how to take care of his own instrument, then expected to do so.
The students of Mr. Suzuki frequently gather to demonstrate their accomplishments for other students, mothers, and their teachers. The object is not to foster competition, but to provide an opportunity for playing for one another. When students hear good performances by others, it helps them to improve their own playing. Meeting in a group also gives the teacher an opportunity to explain his teaching principles to the entire group as well as to the mothers. The group activity is primarily a musical recreation for the youngsters. Essentially, Mr. Suzuki's method of instruction is through private lessons, that is, one student with his mother. However, other students and parents often attend and observe. Active listening and observing are integral parts of the learning process.
Thank you. It's very good. So,
Just as a child learns his mother tongue in the most natural fashion, by listening and imitation, he will learn to play the violin the same way. He has already listened many times to a recording of the piece he is learning. Now the teacher shows him how to handle the instrument and how to produce the sounds. Not only does the child learn to play the musical phrases correctly, he also learns the essentials of good playing form, correct stance, holding the instrument and bow properly. When the middle of the bow is being used, the right arm and the bow are in a plane forming a square. The bow and the upper arm are approximately parallel. The stance is flexible, with the body weight gently shifting from one leg to the other during bowing. A tall posture is encouraged.
Mr. Suzuki teaches his perpetual motion by starting with single notes. Occasionally, he plays in unison with the child to help and encourage him.
So,
The manner of instruction is one of encouragement, gentleness, patience, and sincere interest in the child's development. Without enthusiasm and warmth, no teaching can be completely effective.
very good.
The listening program at home is a vital part of the learning process. Mr. Suzuki says,
An ear for music is something which has to be acquired by listening. And the sooner this is begun, the more effective it will be. If a child is brought up in an atmosphere of good music, day after day, there can be no doubt that he will eventually grow up into a young person with an excellent ear for music.
the role of the mother, in some cases the father, is another basic aspect of Mr. Suzuki's entire method. The mother attends every private lesson. In fact, she is given the instruction and she learns to play each lesson herself, somewhat earlier than the child does. She then becomes a teacher at home. She practices with her child every day. Daily attention by the mother is the key to the child's proper development, attitude, discipline, and responsibility towards practice and music in general. Progress in the early stages is normally very slow. It may take several weeks before the child can execute even the simplest movement acceptably. The mother helps the child with patience and understanding. She and the teacher continually praise the child, always encouraging rather than criticizing. A general air of gentleness, warmth, and confidence is always present.
During the earliest stages, the thumb may be placed on the frog to simplify matters. Later, the bow grip is refined and should have a balanced, well-rounded appearance. All the fingers are curved. None of the joints must freeze or cave in. Yet the bow is held with a degree of firmness. The left hand is brought well to the right side of the violin neck. The base of the knuckles is in line with the fingerboard without clutching the neck. The fingers are curved and the tips of the fingers press the string. While the mothers work with the children, Mr. Suzuki carefully watches their approach and makes helpful suggestions to improve their teaching.
The lift and set exercises train the student to control the placement of the bow on the string gently, yet and help him develop a bow grip which is both firm and flexible.
This rhythm is basic to violin playing since it occurs in many different kinds of music and combines two basic bow strokes. It is appealing to children who first learn to execute it in the most secure part of the bow, at the middle. In playing the pattern, the student must produce not only accurate rhythm, but also a precise beginning and ending of the staccato notes, with good posture and efficient motions. In fact, this rhythm serves continuously as a vehicle of correct bow control. It may take many weeks before all this is accomplished, and the student repeats this bowing at each lesson until he achieves an accurate performance.
In learning a new piece, fumbling is avoided by the stop, think, listen approach. Place the bow first, then move it. Stop, think, place the finger, play and listen. Stop, replay if wrong, or go on to the next note. The main principle here is that the bow is always set on the string before moving it, and the finger stops the string before the bow moves.
In order to free the body from tension, the children move around, bend, and turn while playing. They must have a good command of the pieces in order to play them while engaging in these maneuvers. Such training enables the child to loosen up and correct any flaws in his posture. Mr. Suzuki teaches Sarah how to stop the bow precisely without choking the sound. This technique is one of the most important in bow control. It serves as a basis for more advanced bowings and for the introduction of the fingers. The child must acquire the habit of accurate tone imitation. He must be able to replay a phrase with the exact speed, tone quality, and nuance as that used by his teacher.
Stop, but not press. Very good. Very good.
Playing in tune requires constant attention and care. An interesting approach in developing good intonation is the fix-it game. The mother plays. The child listens carefully and determines whether the playing is in tune. Then the child moves the mother's finger until the pitch is correct. After a while, the child becomes quick in making corrections. He comes to realize that excessive finger pressure makes adjustment very difficult, and he develops more sensitivity to his own intonation problems.
The learning of Twinkle Twinkle is an example of Mr. Suzuki's method of teaching by listening and imitation. The student listens closely, not only to the melody and rhythm, but to the tone quality and the style of bowing. The rote method frees the eyes of the student and enables him to observe the teacher's correct posture, left hand position, bow grip, bowing, portion of bow used, and other pertinent details. He must play the phrase with the exact tone, inflection, rhythm, speed, and intonation as that of his teacher.
The results of methodical application of the Suzuki principles are evident as Aaron performs the Twinkle Twinkle variations. Good stance, good bowing form, efficient motion, a clear exacting sound, steady rhythm, and a precise execution of the détaché and staccato bowing are evident.
A well-balanced stance is acquired by placing the feet slightly apart, with the right foot slightly back, weight resting primarily on the left foot. An erect body posture is encouraged without the violin being held too high. During the first stages of instruction, only the middle portion of the bow is used. After this stroke is established and the student is secure in his bow control, the other parts of the bow are used for the same strokes. Finally, the entire bow is used with a single sweeping stroke.
Mr. Suzuki demonstrates this technique in a most convincing manner. A group of mothers who began violin study with their children demonstrate their skill. Many parents who have secretly wanted to play an instrument find Mr. Suzuki's approach an opportunity to realize this ambition. Many parents who assumed that it was impossible for them to learn are surprised to find what they can do. Although Mr. Suzuki jokingly says that the parents are hopeless when compared with the high standards he demands of the children, these mothers show that they can play the tunes creditably, with good form and good intonation. They learn to play the violin to a certain extent as a fringe benefit.
Lisa plays the straight bowing game. Mr. Suzuki teaches many techniques through the medium of games. The games not only appeal to the children, but they simplify the idea and approach. The children grasp the idea more quickly and retain it better if taught this way.
Antiphonal games may be played between teacher and students, between two students or groups of students, and between advanced and younger students. The children do not compete with one another, but the older students serve as models for the younger ones and try to be helpful in every way possible. Mr. Suzuki's advanced students give a wholesome example to the younger pupils. This feature, according to Mr. Suzuki, is one of the main purposes of his class lessons, which are arranged more for motivation and recreation than for actual teaching.
the Suzuki method, each student studies the same repertoire. In this way, students from near and far may gather in groups to play together. The compositions in this basic repertoire are of the finest quality and are selected with the purpose of introducing new technical and tonal possibilities. Aaron and Sarah play a Bach minuet.
Concerning repertoire mastery, Mr. Suzuki says,
Let us suppose that the student has become able to play a certain piece well. At this time, I will add another piece. We will then work on this second piece, while still continuing on the first, and the lesson will include both pieces. As soon as the pupil can play both pieces quite well, I will add a third piece to his repertoire, and work on all three. When finally a fourth piece has been added, the emphasis on the first will be reduced. This is the method by which I instruct beginners. While new pieces are added, emphasis is laid on defining the piece already learned, thus increasing the performing skills little by little.
Aaron Lawrence plays the theme from Paganini's Witches' Dance. The man who has been called the Pied Piper of Japan enters into the lives of children of many countries. He believes that
all human beings are born with great potentialities. Each individual has within himself the capacity for developing to a very high level. Education begins from the day of birth. We must recognize the amazing power of the infant who absorbs everything in his surroundings, thus increasing his knowledge. If attention is not given during early infancy, how can a child's original power be developed? We must learn more about the conditions in which early human growth takes place. Cultural sensitivity is not inherited, but is developed after birth. The hereditary ability of the mind is measured by the speed with which it adapts to circumstances. It is wrong to assume that special talent for learning music, literature, or any other field is primarily inherited. In Japan, we say children are educated by the violin, educated as humans. This is our movement.